Hey guys, welcome to my little paintbrush. I am Miss Sarah and today we are going to be painting this unicorn, one of our studio favorites. So glad you're here painting with me. Whether it's a birthday party or you're just wanting to paint and have a good time, remember to have fun and to be nice to yourself. We are learning together, right? And this one's full of colors. So the awesome thing about this unicorn is you can mix up the colors to make it anything you want. You don't have to have a pink unicorn like Miss Sarah's. You can switch it up, make it purple or yellow. Okay, so have lots of fun just being creative. All right, so I have a large flat that I'm going to be using today and a small flat and a detail brush. You can use any brushes that work for you. You will want to use a detail brush for your the eyelashes and the nose. You'll probably want a detail brush, but really you can do a medium flat and that's great. All right, you're also going to need your cup of water. And your paint's handy. We're going to be using a lot of white today because our colors are transparent. That means you can see through them. So you're going to want to mix each of your colors with some white, okay? That's very important today. All right, first things first, use your flat brush to paint your unicorn white, okay? So I'm going to load it up with white on both sides, see that? And I'm going to go ahead now and just fill in my unicorn with some white. You can do it pretty fast. Right? You don't have to, because your canvas is already white. So you don't have to spend a lot of time worrying about that, but I just want to make sure that I have it nice and covered with white to start with. There we go. I'm good. Now let's maybe do the top of your ears here. Right? Do the top of the ears just like that. All right, now we're gonna start by painting our horn yellow, okay? So I'm gonna take some white. Remember we talked about mixing every color with some white? That's what we wanna do. I wanna take a little bit of white and mix it with our yellow, okay? And one thing you're gonna notice with Miss Sarah is I'm going pretty quick with this painting. That's because I have a limited amount of time to paint this with you, but the beautiful thing is you can pause this video if you need to. So if you're painting with me and you feel like you're getting a little behind or you want to try something again, just pause, come back later, okay? You don't have to go at my pace. I don't know, you might be faster than me. A lot of our artists are. Usually they're telling me to hurry up, so. But I just want you to remember, that's one of the awesome things about painting this at home with us. You can be creative. Okay, so now I'm going to paint one of my strands of hair yellow while I'm painting my horn. I chose this strand to paint yellow. You can choose any strand you want. You don't have to do this one. Okay, you can pick any one you want. Once that's done, rinse your brush really good. One thing we're gonna have to do a really good job with this painting is rinsing our brush because we're using a lot of colors. So make sure you take the time, okay? Now, once my brush is clean, I'm gonna paint my nose pink. This is where you get to decide what color you want your unicorn to be. I chose pink, so I'm gonna mix some pink with white, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and paint my nose in. And you notice I'm brushing in a rainbow shape for the top and a smile shape for the bottom of my nose. Okay, I'm brushing that direction. Instead of side to side or up and down, I'm keeping my brush moving in a rainbow shape and a smile shape. Okay, and if you want to make it darker, just add some of the darker pink to your brush and go over it again. Okay, you can change that up. Make it a little darker if you want to. And remember, once this layer dries, if you want to come back and paint another layer, you can. The more layers you put on there, the darker your color will be. But if you're using our paint kit, you're going to be using these transparent colors. So you're going to want to make sure you add white first and then come back later and add another coat if you want to, okay? Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can get Get that curve right there. We're trying to get that curved rainbow shape, right? All the way around. All right. Got that. Okay, guys. Now I'm going to come around the bottom and get my smile shape all the way to the edge, huh? All the way to the edge. And you see how I'm trying not to pick up my brush when I go around? That takes some practice, but you can do it. Something to practice. Going all the way around, making that smile for our unicorn. There we go. Okay. Beautiful job. Whoa, picked up a lot of white on that one. Oh dear. I'm gonna brush that white in. It's okay. I'm just gonna come back. I'm just gonna blend it in. Blend it in. Now it's a lot lighter than I planned on having. See what happens when you add a lot of white? But you know what? That's okay. You just go blend it in there. It's kind of pretty actually, right? Okay, so it's a lot lighter. I'm going to come back and add a little more pink to it again. Oh man. Sorry about that. See, you guys are probably done now. See? This is what our artists tell us all the time in our studio. They're like, Miss Sarah, hurry up. Okay. I'm going to go around the bottom. Here we go. Just make sure our color is put back on there. Got it. Okay. Once you have your pink on there the way you want, let it dry a minute. I'm going to switch brushes because we're going to start our hair. I love doing our hair. Okay, so switch to your smaller flat brush and let's put some pink on it. Since that's what we're doing, huh? And you know what? If you already did your nose, you want to do your ears too. Okay, so let's do our ears next. Since I have my nose pink, I'm doing my ears pink too, right? I'm doing my ears pink. So I'm gonna get some pink here on my brush and come over here to my ear. And the way you do the ear is you're going to first create a smile shape along the edge of your ear, just like that. So it's a smile. Then you're going to come around the top and create a rainbow to connect your smile, just like that. Okay, so that's how we create our ear. You have your rainbow on the top and your smile on the bottom, right? Just like that. And now let's go ahead and do the other ear. Okay, same thing. We have our rainbow on the top, and we're going to connect our smile on the bottom, just like that. Okay, we have our rainbow shape connected to our smile. There we go. There's the inside of our ear. I'm going to come right around the top of that one, fill it in. Perfect. Make sure we don't have any drips, right? Okay. Now let's do our pink in our hair. So choose which one you want to be pink. I'm doing my first one pink here. Okay. If you want to do a different strand pink, go for it. This is totally up to you, right? Follow it around. Give us a cute curl. Remember, if you want it darker, you can come back later and add another layer of pink or any color you're using right now. I love watching our artists paint this because you get to be so creative with where your colors go and how dark they are. This is your unicorn. Around. Ooh. All right, this is where you guys usually are faster than me. Okay. All right, so we have our pink on here. Let's do our next color. I'm gonna rinse my brush. Remember, we gotta make sure our brush stays super clean. Now let's pick our next color. I'm gonna do purple. Give that strand of pink a break. And I'm gonna mix some white with my purple. There we go. And let's go over here and do our purple curl. All the way up there. There we go. Cute. Wraps around our ear. One of my favorite things. Just like that. Okay, now remember, you can come back and add more of that dark purple if you want to later on. If you want it a little darker. But be sure to add that white first, okay? There we go. Brushing in the direction of your curl, right? We're not brushing up and down, we're brushing the direction of the curl. Okay, so we have that curl done. I'm rinsing my brush really good again. And my last curl is turquoise. So I'm gonna mix some white and turquoise together. You can kind of decide how dark you want your turquoise to be. And let's paint our last curl. Remember, if your turquoise hits your pink, it's going to turn purple, which is a beautiful color. But if you want your turquoise to be turquoise and not purple, you want to be careful right there, okay? And not let your turquoise hit your pink, right? Okay. All the way around. Trying not to pick up my brush as I swirl that curl around. Whew, it's hard though, right? It's hard. Okay. Beautiful. Brush out any little drips you might have. Just like that. I love it. Okay. Let's let that dry for a minute. And let's paint our background in. All right. I'm gonna get my biggest brush, rinse it out really good. Make sure it's ready to go. All right, it is. Okay, now we just mixed some white and turquoise together, right? We're gonna do a little bit more for our background. Unless you changed your background color, maybe you're doing a different color and that's great, go for it. You can do any color you want. I'm doing mine turquoise, okay? So I just mixed my turquoise. I've got my white and my turquoise mixed together. I'm gonna go ahead and start painting in my background, up and down. You can reach over and wrap the sides, right? Get the sides painted too if you want to. Okay, one thing I like to do is put some white on the corner of my brush like that. Okay, so it's loaded with turquoise and white, and I face the white towards my unicorn and go around my unicorn with that white facing it, and that gives it a little bit of a glow. See that glow? Now this is just if you want to. You don't have to do that. I like to do it. I think it's kind of fun to make my unicorn look like it's glowing a little bit, right? So, and then I don't have to get super close to my unicorn either. I can paint around my unicorn without touching it. It's just an idea if you want to do that. So like around the horn here, I'm going to have the white facing my horn, and it kind of makes it look like it's glowing, right? See that? And it keeps it light around my unicorn, just like that. And then I leave all the fun little streaks of white showing up in my background. I don't even worry about it. I let them stay. I just love when there's lots of white streaks and maybe some darker streaks in the background. Make sure you have enough water in your paint so it goes on nice and smooth for you. right? I have quite a bit of water in my paint to help me get my color on there quickly and smooth. It's kind of something you learn as you go though, right? It's part of learning. Okay, so I'm going to come around my unicorn again here, and I'm adding that white to the side of my brush so it glows next to my unicorn. Again, this is optional. It's just if you want to do that. You don't have to do that. We have some artists that like to do that with us and some that prefer not to. It's great either way. I don't want to cover up my ear. We got to slow down when we're going around our unicorn, right? Got to slow down. Okay, paint along the top and the curls. There we go. Get around the ear. There we go. Okay, guys, good job. Just blend it in or leave those streaks alone. Up and around. All right. I love this unicorn. She's so cute. There we go. Okay, you paint the sides and the top real quick and the bottom. Rinse your brush as soon as you're ready. Okay, now I'm gonna go around my nose with the pink, okay? Just the pink color, and I'm putting it on the corner of my brush like that. See that? But you can use a line brush or a detail brush and put some pink on it, okay, if you want, and go around your nose with just the dark pink. Okay, so if you want to, you can do that. Go around the nose with just the dark pink, or you can float with Miss Sarah. I'm gonna put it on the corner of my brush. This is called floating. And I'm gonna go around the edge just with that brush and blend in my darker pink along the edge. Okay, just like that. So either way works. If you would rather do it with your line brush, you can do that. And that's just fine. Okay, it's whatever you prefer. Some of our artists just prefer the line brush. Floating takes some practice. So you have to do what works for you. All right? I've done it both ways and they're both great. The idea is to just get the edges of your unicorn darker than the rest so it stands out, right? So it stands out from the inside of your nose. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with my ears. You can use that detail brush or you can float the edges. But the idea is to just get a darker shade. I'm going to do the hair a little bit here. The thing with floating is you don't have to worry about being shaky with your lines so much. It's one reason a lot of our artists prefer just floating the edges, because then you don't have to be super straight with your lines. But again, it's a preference thing. If you just want to outline them pink real quick, you can. All right, so once you're done with that, we're going to put some white on our small flat brush like this. I'm going to put some white on the corner of my brush and then some yellow on the other corner. And I'm going to put the white on my horn by facing it up and creating a rainbow shape, okay, with my brush to put that white on. See that? You can also do this with the line brush as well. Come all the way up. I'm going to show you with the line brush as well. That way you have different options. Okay. So this is the floating option. If you can see that, I'm going to put a little more white. Hopefully you can see it pretty well. Okay, I'm going all the way up my horn with the white on my brush. See how it makes it look like an ice cream cone? Or you can take your line brush, okay, looks like this, and put some white on it, like that. And you can just go right up your horn with the line brush all the way up. See that? So there's two different ways to do it. We have some artists that like to float and some that prefer to use the line brush. They're both perfectly awesome. I love them both. Okay, you can kind of decide which one you prefer. Got some purple on my ear. Okay, just like that. So you decide what you prefer on that. I'm gonna put some white on my brush still to finish up my ears. So I'm gonna come over here and do a rainbow shape on the top of my ear and then a smile under it. See how it makes it look like my ear is curved in a little bit? And I'm gonna put one over here with this ear. Rainbow shape and a smile. And then I'm gonna add some highlights to my hair. So I'm gonna curve around with my white, add that highlight to it, just like that. I'm gonna add some to my blue. And wherever you're putting your highlight, you're gonna also put some glitter in a minute. I'm gonna show you how to do the glitter. Right now, we're just gonna add these fun highlights to our hair. Isn't that pretty? And I'm gonna put a little bit on the top of my nose right here too. Whoop. Just a little stroke. Got a clump on there. All right, see that? Love it. Let's let that dry so we can do our glitter in a minute. But we want to let that dry first. And I got a little bit of color in my background, so all I'm going to do is brush it back out. If that ever happens to you, you just brush it back out. Let's let that dry a second. Good work, guys. I'm going to rinse my brush really good and put a new color on now. Okay, I'm going to put my turquoise to outline my unicorn with turquoise. So whatever background you chose, you can outline your unicorn that color, but I'm not mixing it with white. I'm just doing my turquoise and not mixed with white, okay? So let's go ahead now. I'm gonna start here and just outline the head. Now one area that our artists tend to forget is right here by the ear. You wanna come all the way up and circle right over where your ear is. See that? Okay, so don't forget that. Show the separation. I'm going to come over here and do this side as well. Come all the way around. Okay. And then I'm going to do the neck. It just helps our unicorn stand out, right? Oop. All the way down. There it is. Okay. Now, as an option, this is optional, but if you would like to, you can go ahead and outline each of your little strands of hair with your color. See that? See how it helps your hair stand out? Some of our artists like to do this and some don't. So if you're happy with your color and you don't want to outline the hair, you don't have to. Just know it's an option if you want to, okay? But you can do each color. So if I were to do yellow next, I wouldn't mix my yellow with white. I'm just gonna do straight yellow, okay? And I would just outline my horn here with just this yellow. If you want to, outline your horn, just like that. And you'll notice it just helps it stand out just a little bit more, right? But again, that's an optional thing. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way around, and I'll do the same with my hair here I'll just outline it with yellow. It just cleans up our edges and covers them a little more if you want to. Helps it pop a little bit, okay? And then I'll rinse my brush and do the same with the purple, but I'm not mixing my purple with white, I'm just going to go around the purple with that darker shade along the edges with my detail brush, just like that. Rinse it. Okay, do the same with my pink. All the way around. It's not super noticeable, right? So I'm going to do my ear over here real quick too. That is why a lot of our artists kind of choose not to do it, because you don't have to. Go down the edge of each one if you want. Oh, I don't want to smear my paint though, and some of it's wet. Okay, around the edge of that one. Love it. Cute, huh? She's just so cute. Okay, good work, you guys. I think she's pretty cute. So, now that our nose is dry, it should be dry, right? Your nose should be ready at this point. If you're like Miss Sarah and you're messy, I'm gonna cover up some of my messes, right? All right, I'm gonna take my detail brush and we're gonna do our eyelid and our lashes and our nose. You ready for this? It's so fun, okay? So let's do our eyelid first. I'm gonna get some black and add a little water to my black. I wanna make sure it's not super thick. Whenever you do lines or shapes, you wanna make sure your black is nice and thin. So add some water to it. Let's use our detail brush. I'm gonna do a smile shape for my eyelid. Right here above my curl, okay? Here we go. It's gonna just look like a smile, right? Here we go. Ooh, I'm doing a smile all the way across. It can be big, it can be small, you decide. And then let's add some lashes to it, okay? Now, to add lashes, you're gonna start at your smile and brush down while curving your brush. And some of your lashes can be long, some can be short. This is so fun because you can kind of decide how you want these lashes to be. Okay, and you can kind of curl them if you want. You can let them be long, you can let them be tiny or thick. What kind of lashes do you like? This is your unicorn, you can decide. Isn't that fun? I'm doing mine pretty thick. I wanted some thick lashes. Some of them are long, some are shorter, right? Now, as I get closer to the end here, my lashes get a little bit shorter. Okay, but there we go. We got some thick lashes on her. All right, now I'm gonna do heart shapes in the nose. And guys, you can do hearts, you can do stars, you can do circles. This is totally up to you. What do you want to do in the nose, right? Okay, I'm gonna do a heart shape. One there, just a little curve with my detail brush. And then fill it in with black. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, if you're nervous about doing a heart, you can ask for some help. Or do a different shape. You don't have to do a heart like Miss Sarah. Okay? You can do whatever you want to do. Hearts can be tricky sometimes. Here we go. But they sure are fun, huh? Okay, so we got our little heart in our nose. Love it. Okay. Let that heart dry for a minute and rinse out your brush. Guys, we're about done. We're gonna do the fun stuff. You ready for some fun stuff? I just noticed something though. Look at the top of my ears. I didn't outline them with my unicorn. Okay? So if you did that like Miss Sarah, maybe you caught it and went ahead and did it, huh? But I'm gonna go ahead and outline the top of my ear the same color as the rest of my unicorn. And that is a dark turquoise. So if you missed that like Miss Sarah did, let's go ahead and put that in. Okay, now I'm gonna choose an eyeshadow color. I'm gonna do pink. You go for any color you want, but let's add some eyeshadow to the top of her eyelid. Just along the top there. Ooh, isn't that fun? Just a little bit. I got a clump in my paint. All right, there we go. Go right along the top there. Just a little swoop of eyeshadow. I love that. Okay. Once your eyeshadow's on, rinse your brush out. And let's do some dots. Okay? You can use all of your extra paint for these fun dots. But first, let your eye dry just a second. Okay? And let's grab your biggest brush, flip it around, use the back of it. And I'm gonna get this chocolate chip here. Look at that chocolate chip. And I'm gonna put a little bit of a glitter here by this horn with some dots. Can you see that? Those little dots, I'm gonna do it around her ear too. You can do 3 dots. You can do 4 dots. I'm gonna put some down here by her nose. It's just kind of fun. It adds a little bit of a glittery, shiny look to her. And then I'm also going to add a dot to each heart in her nose. Oh, cute. Okay. And then let's take the back of our brush and use all your extra colors on your plate to do these fun dots around her eye. So you see how I'm just stamping? I did yellow first. I'm going to use every color, so I just start with a couple dots and then I can add to it later, right? But I just want to start with a few at a time. Okay, then I'm going to grab a little bit of pink here real quick. I ran out of my pink. I didn't put very much on there. Okay, so I've got my pink here. Let's do a little bit of pink here, a little dot there. You can kind of decide where you want those pink dots to go. And then let's get some turquoise right under here. Let's see, just fill in that space, have a little bit of fun with it. Wherever you want those turquoise dots to go. All right, so cute. So we have our little dots on there. Last thing we get to do is add glitter. It's one of our favorites. You're gonna, if you have our paint kit, you have some glitter with it. It looks white, right? This glitter looks white, so you probably won't see it when I'm putting it on. But what you're gonna wanna do is just put glitter wherever your white is on your painting. Anywhere you see the white, and when it dries, it's super sparkly. So I'm putting it in my ears, just right over the white, anywhere I have that white. And you'll notice it really stands out. It's so much fun. So I'm painting right over the white with my detail brush. I'm using a small brush to add that glitter. And of course, you can add glitter anywhere else you want, right? That's up to you. Okay, guys, you did it. It's so cute. We can't wait to see them. Be sure to sign your name, find a little spot, because as artists, right, we want to make sure we sign our name. So find a little area for your signature. Miss Sarah, and there she is. so much fun. Thanks for painting with me. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, and we look forward to painting with you next time. Bye.